So you are new in the area and you wanted to learn more about the services in your area. This video is for you. One of the essential services is the local general practice. While you may not want to know how your local Aldi gets its goods or secure employees, I think it will do you a little good to learn how your local GP business is run so can make the best out of it or even find a job for yourself if you have the passion for healthcare. At first, this may sound confusing, but this simplified video will help you make sense of the GP business and the surrounding systems. Meet Rob, a doctor. He finished medical school training and decided he wanted to be a GP. He undertook further postgraduate training and after obtaining a certificate of completion of training, he approached NHS England through the CCG to enter into a contract to provide NHS primary care services to a specific population area. If they agree, Rob would either agree to do this as an individual or join in a partnership with other GPs to achieve the terms of the contract. In addition to some core arrangements, a general practice contract also contains a number of optional agreements for services that a practice might enter into, usually in return for additional payment. In another video, we would explain what these services in the contract look like in detail, but for now, let's follow the money. Fast forward, Rob and his fellow GP partners are in business. The GP business's largest income, more than 50%, comes from a global sum payment. What is the global sum payment? Global sum payments are not based on the actual recorded delivery of services. Rather, they are based on an estimate of a practice's patient workload and some unavoidable costs, such as the extra costs associated with serving a rural or remote area or the impact of geography on staff markets and pay. Based on a weighted total for each patient on the practice list, the global sum payment for each practice is determined. These weightings, which take into consideration elements like age and gender, are applied using the Cahill formula. To take into account changes in the patient population at the practice, the total sum amount is evaluated every quarter. This is not actually a lot. The average GP practice currently receives around £99.70 per patient per year to provide these GP services. Another optional but important source of funding is the Quality and Outcomes Framework payments. This makes up about 10% of the practice income. Basically, the practice is rewarded for a good performance against a number of indicators. You could use the link in the description below to look at some of these descriptors. You could also ask your GP about these indicators if you have any medical conditions listed so as to ensure you are receiving the right standard of care. The GP partners would also employ admin staff to facilitate this service, like booking your appointment with the practice nurse or doctor, sending out text reminders, arranging blood tests or coding the activity for the practice to get paid. There is also payment through the Primary Care Network, PCN, which is an additional £1.50 per registered patient per year. Other types of income are from reimbursements for IT systems infrastructure and sometimes premises payments as well. With every business, where there is income, which we have mentioned most of them above, there are also expenditures. So what are some of the GP business expenses? Salaries mostly, building costs, clinical consumables, etc. Personally, Rob, like everyone else after receiving his salary, will then pay his taxes, doctor membership fees, insurance, etc. At the end of these expenditures, Rob and the GP partners are meant to make some profit from providing these services, otherwise it may not be worth the effort. Do you agree? A GP or GP partnership could hand back the contract when the practice can no longer effectively meet the required primary care services for that population area. The NHS is free at the point of care to the population it serves. However, its success depends on passionate professionals working with limited funding to the best of their abilities to maintain and administer these services. Can the current model meet the growing needs of a changing population? I'll leave you to think about that, till we meet again. Thanks for watching.